Are you a virgin?
Yes.
Me too.
Yeah, no shit.
Hey everyone, I'm Maggie, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 teen shows on Netflix. Number 10, On My Block, 2018. As childhood friends Jasmine, Monse, Ruby, and Jamal enter high school in South Central Los Angeles, these kids have more to deal with than solely typical teenage drama. This heartfelt series about growing up in an underprivileged neighborhood is funny, endearing, and honest, exploring the group's relationships and ups and downs of freshman year while keeping their friends out of harm's way and away from getting involved in gang activity. Bringing diverse perspectives to the screen, On My Block is a great young adult series about a community seldom represented.
I'll be on Skid Row, and then my...
Number 9. Never Have I Ever, 2020. Mindy Kaling and co-creator Lang Fisher pull off a delicate but ultimately worthwhile balancing act with their teen comedy Never Have I Ever. The show is an exploration of its heroine Deevee's grief, while also excelling as a sweet and goofy teen romance with plenty of boy drama to debate. Narrated with a hefty dose of absurdism by tennis great John McEnroe, Never Have I Ever follows Diva as she attempts to change her social status at school, even as she bats back the lingering sadness from the unexpected death of her father. Matrei, the previously unknown cast as Diva, is an absolute delight, and we're still debating whether we're Team Ben or Team Paxton Hall Yoshida.
I know it's a little weird for me to be saying that, but come on, look at this kid's jawline.
Number 8. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, 2018 to 2020. Sabrina Spellman is a typical teenage girl, aside from the fact that she's a half-witch and lives in a supernatural household with her two witchy aunts and her warlock cousin. The heroine, played by Mad Men's dynamic Kiernan Shipka, must find her footing in both the human world and her new world of witchcraft. Once she turns 16, she must choose whether or not to sign her name in the Book of the Beast. The series takes character and inspiration from the Archie Comics universe and even has Riverdale's showrunner Roberto Aquarius Acasa at its help, infusing it with the perfect amount of grotesque horror and a sassy sweet attitude, making it a must-watch teen drama.
The great work begins, Dark Lord. I shall deliver Sabrina unto you.
Number 7. I'm Not Okay With This, 2020. Don't be mistaken, this series may feature kids Sophia Lillis and Wyatt Oleff from the IT movies and come from the showrunners of both Stranger Things and End of the Effin' World, but I Am Not Okay With This is actually none of those things. The dramedy is another adaptation of one of the End of the Effin' World, author Charles Forsman graphic novels, though about a teenage girl named Sydney who, on top of dealing with the recent loss of her father and struggling with her sexuality, somehow starts to experience superpowers. It borrows the nostalgic music cues and moodiness that made the End of the Effin' World work, but on its own is a queer, tender story about how grief and anger can manifest in teenage girls. Telekinetically giving bullies bloody noses and destroying supermarkets aside, it's the kind of relatable angst that you could be very okay with. Number 6. The End of the Effin' World, 2017 to 2019. Somehow, a show about a teenager who's convinced he's a psychopath and wants to find his first human kill manages to come off as a charming love and coming-of-age story. The tone demands a lot of audience. Can you emphasize with the human struggle of a kid who wants to kill, and who actually, in flashbacks, does kill animals, including a very cute cat? It's a compelling premise that tackles the question with necessary nuance.
When I was 15, I put my neighbor's cat in a box and took it into the woods. It probably had a name. After that, I killed more animals.
Number 5. Elite, 2018. This teen drama centered on a wealthy private high school from Spain was a surprise hit when it first dropped on Netflix in 2018. And it's easy to see why. A juicy murder mystery that runs through the entire season, obscene displays of wealth, and lots of sex. On top of being a soapy whodunit, Elite's issues-based side plots dealing with topics like class inequality, xenophobia, and the stigma of HIV are the running undercurrents that truly keep this show afloat. Even with the subtitles, you'll have binged through this quick series before you know it. Number 4. The Society, 2019. This too short-lived Netflix sensation blends the anxious social politics into a modern day, introducing us to a group of high school students who suddenly and inexplicably find themselves without parents, siblings, or anyone else at all populating that small town. When a bus full of kids is whisked off to a woodsy retreat only to be brought back home a few hours later due to bad weather, and they soon find out that there's no one coming to pick them up. Everyone except them seems to have been erased from the world, and their town has been neatly cut off from the outside society. It's up to a bunch of high school students to form a pseudo-government, make sure no one starts killing anyone else, and hopefully figure out what the hell is going on.
It means you've been weighed in the balance and found wanting.
No, it means someone was definitely fucking high last night.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notifications about our latest videos. Number 3. Stranger Things 2016. If you haven't binged Netflix's 80s paranormal throwback, what gives? It's all your friends can talk about every time a new season drops. And Season 3 just as much of an adolescent exploration of hormonal teenage feelings as it is another go facing off with monsters from another dimension. You'll come for the supernatural meets government conspiracy plot and charming sci-fi references, but you'll stay for the charming teenage cast.
Hey, Lord-ass! No running on my watch! I gotta warn you again and you're banned for life. You wanna be banned for life, Lord-ass?
Number 2. Everything Sucks 2018. Set in the 90s, this underrated show tells the coming-of-age stories of one Oregon high school's AV and drama club members, embellishing the proceedings with plenty of pop culture references and slang from that era. The show is like if Freaks and Geeks was set in the 90s and a lot cheesier, although has just as much heart as the cult classic it's been compared to. There's an apt amount of nerd versus theater kid rivalry, as the series follows one student's attempt to shoot his first film, but at its core it's a group of angsty, multi-faced adolescents dealing with trying to fit in, stand out, and come to terms with their sexuality. It's a short, binge-worthy single season in which you should expect in-your-face nostalgia, and a whole lot of youthful positivity, even in a show whose namesake suggests it revels in a cynical teenage attitude.
Rock and roll don't come from your brain, it comes from your crotch. And if you ever got any Mr. Cute shorts, you'd know that. Let's get out of here.
And number 1. Sex Education, 2019. Yes, the hard sell is right there in the title, sex. But don't let the red herring boobs in the first 15 seconds of this British series fool you. Sex Education primarily deals with the complex emotions that accompany physical desire. Helping to parse through those feelings are the mother and son duo, one a licensed sex and relationship therapist, Gillian Anderson as Jeannie Milburn, and the other gifted savant, Asa Butterfield as Otis Milburn, who can coach his peers through their issues even though he himself has bedroom problems. Peering into the intimate lives of the ensemble cast of high schoolers, there's something relatable, hilarious, and melancholy about each character without even making them into a flattened type. And with the original score written by Ezra Furman and Laurie Nunn, gave us a gem. This is easily one of our favorite Netflix originals.
I have my tools outside. I better go and get them.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out this other recent clip from our channel, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.